Get ready to say goodbye to a colorful but controversial ingredient in your favorite candies and snacks because the FDA has announced the plans to ban red dye number 3, citing long-standing health concerns, including links to cancer. We'll look at, how this might reshape the food industry with Hilary Kennedy. She's the BlazeTV host of the 4-Minute Buzz. So, Hilary, what does this red food dye, what effects does this have on us, and why is this so terrible?
Gosh, the list is a mile long of the effects. They've been difficult to prove, but on the whole, they've been linked to cancer, hyperactivity in children, rage, brain buzzing, sluggishness. I mean, there's a whole laundry list of things that they think are related to these food dyes.
I mean, what's crazy about this one is it's been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure people have known it's bad for you for a long time. And it's in random things like cough syrups, as if we need dye in cough syrups. So, I mean, is it at least some kind of symbol maybe of the problem? Because it is interesting to me, like, why now? Why are we doing this now? And aren't there a lot more, substances out there like this that we use all the time in our food?
Well, yeah, I think people are just waking up to this. So cough syrup is a great example. They color it to make it look more appealing, more fun, also identifiable, right? Like we know Pepto-Bismol is pink, like it's a branding thing. But I think people have started to realize, hey, this isn't healthy. Why is this in here? And one of the reasons that we are just now hearing about it is there hasn't been a lot of testing around this, right? Like a lot of the studies haven't been completely accurate. So what a federal appeals court ruled was that these dyes seem to be safe in small levels, and they pose a risk that's much less than, say, smoking cigarettes. So rather than try and ban them, because they said if we try and ban these, then we'll be taken to court over it. And without the scientific evidence to stand up in court, we're going to lose. So it almost hasn't been worth the fight to them. If they're in these little small quantities, then they don't seem to think it's worth trying to fight all these companies who are going to bring lawsuits.
We know this is part of MAHA, right? Everybody is ready to make America healthy, but Senator Tommy Tuberville has actually been championing this for quite some time. He was questioning the FDA officials over the harmful effects of red dye. Take a look.
Let me say this, red 3 has been known to cause cancer in cosmetics, but we still allow it to be put in our food. I don't understand that. Go ahead.
So red 3, we have a petition in front of us to revoke the authorization for it, and we are hopeful that within the next few weeks we will be acting on that petition, and a decision should be forthcoming.
So you hear it, like cosmetics, right? They've banned it in cosmetics, so you can't put this on your skin. Yet they let us go on ingesting this for however many more decades after this. I want to take this, though, into a bigger picture with you because there are so many other dyes, right? We can say this is a victory for red dye 3, but then there's red dye 40 and yellow 5 and everything. So how do you see this advancing from this point on?
So that's where this is difficult, right? Because we can ban red number 3, but like you said, there's red 40, so they can replace it with all of these other chemicals that are not being banned, and there are a few that you do need to look out for. Brominated vegetable oil, that's in a lot of your sodas, your fruit-flavored beverages, your sports drinks. BHA, that's in your butter, your lard, your meats, your baked goods. Potassium bromate, that's in like over 200 products like your packaged bread. There are a lot. Titanium dioxide, that's something they use. And in fact, I found titanium dioxide in a lip balm I was using last night. And they use that to make things appear.
And Hillary's healthy.
I know. I was
she
like,
goes through
why do I
all
have
this
this?
stuff.
It went straight in the trash. But they use that also to make things appear bright and white. And they also use it as a primer for using the other food dyes on top of it to make the colors really pop. So there are a bunch of these different things, and you've got to learn what they are, because here's the crux of it. If we're going to eliminate these from our lives, there are 2 things we can do. We can learn what these are and read labels and be diligent about reading labels, or you can just buy whole foods. Organic foods, which is tough to do in a busy world when you're getting a lot of prepackaged on-the-go snacks and food. But those are really our 2 options at this point. And one of the bigger problems is these have various names. So we call it like red number 3, but it also has a more scientific name, like a longer name that no one can pronounce. And as long as a company puts one of those names on the packaging, the FDA says that's good. So you often don't know that it's got a red dye in it or blue number 5 if you don't know the other names for the chemical.
Yeah, but once it gets past like 10 letters in the word, you know it's probably not good for you.
Yes.
Well, that's why they do it, right? They know like red dye number whatever sounds better than all those scientific names that sound terrifying. And increasingly we learn that we should be terrified of this stuff because it's so unnatural. So looking forward at a potentially, RFK Jr. and all the new people coming in, what most excites you about what could possibly happen when it comes to these issues during the Trump administration?
I'm so excited about this because I think just making the American public aware is huge, because I think most people don't know what's in their food. The average American doesn't read a lot of labels. You're at the grocery store, you're busy, you're not going to sit and read every label. But I think having him speak out on these issues will make people think twice about how many processed things they eat, what kind of foods they give their kids, because again, all of these dyes are linked to major hyperactivity, ADHD, ADD in children. It's causing major problems within our schools and within our families. So I'm excited that they are pushing this to the front where we're at least aware and thinking about it. But also, you can contact and you can lobby on your own, right? Like you can call the FDA. They have a phone number. In fact, I have it here somewhere where you can call them and you can file a complaint and you can say, hey, I don't want this in my food anymore, which I think is great. It's, where is it? It's like 1-888-INFO-FDA.
Put it on your Twitter.
So you can do that. Yes, I'll put it online. But I think the best thing we can all do is our money talks.
Yep.
Don't buy these products. Don't buy the Fruit Loops. Don't buy the Skittles. Don't buy the M&Ms. And then these companies will be forced to make changes, because we've seen that with lots of different bans throughout the last 4 years where people have banded together and said, we're not going to put our money towards this company if it doesn't align with our values.
My
That
niece and
brings
nephew
change.
have a huge piggy bank right now. They know that they want to go out there and that's how they want to spend their money. But you have to go through and eat more protein and eat less food out of a box. Hilary,
Absolutely.
thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.